You know, when I stand up here and I look at the hundreds and hundreds of you huddled together in this miserable weather, my thoughts go back about 30 years to Senator Bob Packwood. Do you remember the guy, Senator Bob Packwood? Okay, he was the Oregon senator who introduced the first legalized abortion bill in the United States Senate 2 years before Roe v. Wade couldn't get a single co-sponsor. But in 1995, Senator Packwood resigned in shame from the United States Senate under allegations of sexual harassment and abuse by his former buddies, the lobbyists for NARAL and Planned Parenthood. Well, Senator Packwood made a famous quote back in the late 1970s, and he said, "By the end of the next election cycle, the Oregon pro-life movement will be dead." Here we are today, Senator Packwood, and where are you? You know, everyone here knows that Oregon is a tough nut to crack for the pro-life movement. Passing ballot measures, electing pro-lifers to statewide office seems pretty elusive to us here on the left coast. And even the Oregonian newspaper has dubbed Oregon ground zero in the culture of death. Sometimes out of great darkness comes great light. And I'm reminded of that verse from Psalms that says, "Even in the darkness, light dawns for the upright, for the gracious and compassionate man." And I'm here to tell you today that out of this little left coast state of Oregon has come tremendous light, because 10 years ago, Oregon Right to Life devised a plan to counter the culture of death. It was not about passing ballot measures. It was not about electing pro-lifers to office, but instead it was about changing the hearts and minds of today's adolescents and young adults. Oregon Right to Life's plan was called standupgirl.com, a website a website specifically designed to give hope and courage to young women to do the right thing and to stand up for life. Today, I'm happy to tell you, young women, as Lois said, from around the world are coming to standupgirl.com to learn about life developing the womb, to learn about options like adoption, and perhaps most importantly, to chat online with other young women about the challenges of being pregnant. Standupgirl.com is now the #1 teen pregnancy website in the entire world. Each year, over 2 million young women come from all over the world to standupgirl.com, and over 16 million since the site began. Thousands of babies have been saved, and countless women, like the woman we heard, have been healed post-abortive women. You know, one of the blessings of having a website and being able to be involved in it is we hear regularly from young women, many who have actually canceled their abortion appointment after finding standupgirl.com. This letter came from one such woman. "My boyfriend was trying to push me to have an abortion. I trawled the internet and forced myself to look at pictures of aborted babies. I checked out adoption websites. I called helplines, but I was still being pushed. And at one point, it did seem like I would have an abortion. Until the day I found standupgirl.com. I read the other stories of the other young women, every single one of them. and I drew strength from knowing that I was not alone, that there were other girls like me who still found the strength and belief in themselves, as young as they were, to give their babies life. Well, my son is 6 years old now. I have met and married an amazing man, and our lives are wonderful. I wanted to tell you my story because if not for standupgirl.com, I don't think that I would have made the choice to keep my baby, and I don't think my life would be anything like it is today. Signed, Josie. Light out of darkness, right here in Oregon. And I thank each of you. I thank Oregon Right to Life, and I thank standupgirl.com for being that light in the darkness to countless women around the world. God bless.